Hey guys, my name is Tor. I'm the new video guy here at the Losco. Mike is taking a break from the videos while he does more big boy stuff behind the scenes, so I came in. I get to be the lucky kid in the candy shop, picking whatever I want off the shelves, telling you why I'm picking them and all that sort of good stuff. And we'll be throwing all these parts on my 2021 Transition Spire, and then we'll be going for a quick little test ride, little first impressions on the bike, and tell you what I think about it. So let's do it. I got my shopping cart here. Let's check it out. All right, so first up, we have a Fox 38. I've never run a 38 before. I've tried a 36, a Lyric, a Zeb, so I'm excited to try the big boy 38 mil stanchion offering from Fox. Next up, we've got a stem. Nothing special, just a Deity copperhead stem. And then we've got our bars here, the 1UP carbon bars in 35 millimeters of rise. These have an interesting layout. They've got a little oval structure here right by where the stem clamps to take out a little bit of the vibration force as you're riding. So I'm really excited to try these out. I've heard great things, but I've never tried them. So really excited about that. Let's keep moving. We're picking out the hubs and the rims now. We've got some Industry 9 1-1 hubs. These are super high quality hubs. They've got high engagement and something you can depend on. So I'm excited for that. And then for the rims, we've got the classics, DT Swiss EX511 front and rear. These are super strong rims, ready for anything, and something you can depend on, so I'm stoked for that. For the dropper post, I've got the 1UP V2. This is the 210 millimeters of drop in 31.6 diameter, and then you need the dropper post lever to go with it. This is the 1UP dropper post lever. This is a just dependable workhorse item. Don't need anything flashy here, just trying to save a little bit of cash, getting something that's affordable, and also performs really well. So I'm excited for the 1UP dropper post. Okay, we've got a few items right here. So first we have the 220 millimeter HS2 rotors from SRAM. These are brand new. These are a little thicker than normal rotors, and they're also 220 millimeters, so they're huge. They're gonna handle heat dissipation great, so I am excited for that. They won't fade on me on long descents. Next up right here, we've got the Chromag saddle. My butt's gonna be sitting on here for a lot of hours, so gotta pick something comfortable. Next, we've got some adapters. So, when you're getting big rotors like I'm getting, you need to have adapters to get your calipers off of your fork and your frame in the right place to hit the rotor in the right spot. So these are super important. I've got 40 mil adapters front and rear. Next up, we are balling out. We're getting wireless shifting, baby. This is the GX Axis. I'm excited for this. I've never had wireless shifting, so this is like a dream come true to me. So this is something I'm really excited about. Okay, to round out our GX Axis group set, we're going to need a cassette. Got the GX 10 to 52 tooth cassette. Nice and big ring on there to hoist me up the hills. And that's gonna get pushed by these 165 mil cranks. These are a little shorter than usual. Typically it's a 170 or 175 crank as stock on bikes. The bike that I'm building up has a pretty low bottom bracket, and they recommend running 165 cranks, so I'm gonna stick to that. And then we've got our bottom bracket, nothing special here, just a little dub bottom bracket, and our GX chain. There we are. All set with the GX group set. So this is something I'm really excited about. I'll be trying out some Hayes Dominion A4 brakes. I've heard great things about these. I've heard great power, great modulation, and just trying something new. We'll see what I think, and I'll let you know what I think of them. Excited for these. All right, we got Cushcore. We'll be running the Cushcore Pro front and rear, just getting that sidewall support, and you know, I love Cushcore, so be running that front and rear. And we're also getting some black Cushcore valves. I like the look of the black ones over the green ones, so that's my preference. That's what I'll be going with. This is something else I'm really excited to try out. We have some Schwalbe tires here. I have always run Maxxis in my day, and so this is something I'm trying out, something new. Really excited for it. I think I've got the big Bettys with their super gravity casing. I think this is similar to a double down of the Maxxis. So I'll let you know what I think of these once I've got them all set up and I've tried them out a little bit, but something I'm really excited about, trying out some Schwalbes. All right, looks like we got everything on the grocery list here. Cart's all filled up, so let's go build the bike. I think we have everything. No, we actually forgot one thing. 1 second. Got the grips, almost forgot. Trying out some Renthal Ultra Tacky. You can feel just how sticky they are. It's pretty crazy. So I'm excited for these. And yeah, now that's everything. All right, let's go build the bike. This is the exciting part. We got all the parts here in the shop. We're gonna start throwing them on the frame. We got the Transition Spire frame in the raw colorway. Love that, raw aluminum, looks so good. And it's gonna look sick all built up. So let's do it, let's get into it. I chose the size medium because Transition approaches geometry a little differently from most manufacturers. This Transition Spire is a size medium, and myself being 5'11", this puts me at the upper end of the range that Transition recommends for this size. So these are the 1-up bars I'm putting on my bike. They come at 800 mil, and I'm gonna cut them down to my preferred width of 770. And these are a pretty high rise bar. They're 35 mil rise, and I'm doing that because this frame has a pretty low stack from the factory. That's just how they're built, and so I want it to be a little bit higher up, and so I think these bars are gonna give me the position that I'll be most comfortable in. The short front end paired with a long rear end on the Spire puts me a little farther forward between the wheels, which weights the front tire more so than my previous bike. I'm hoping this will give me more front end grip in the corners and gives me a more confident position over the handlebars without having to consciously weight the front end. All right, so the next day we're back building the bike and I'm installing the brakes, and we've got a bit of a weird incompatibility we've run into. Look at this. So our post mount adapter doesn't quite fit on there, but a Dremel can fix just about anything, so we're gonna take care of it. So we're here at the bench grinder. We just gotta sand this guy down a couple mil. You can see where it's like a little black on black Sharpie here. You can kind of see what's going on. So just a couple mil and then we'll be good to go. So the brake hoses come way too long for the factory. You can see the rear one here is just, it's out of control. We already did the front one, so it's looking pretty neat. And so now we're gonna take care of the rear one. Just pop it out. Damn it. Just like that. So keeping the cockpit tidy, we have Jank housing homies. These are made by my friend Eric here in Bellingham. They've got a 4mm and a 5mm slot for the brake and the dropper post cable, because they're a little different sizes, so they form a really snug fit. Keep it all under control. Just about done here, just setting up the suspension. Gonna start with Fox's recommended settings, which puts me at about 100 PSI in the front, and then we're gonna go with sag in the back, so get it to about 25-30% sag, and then we'll be ready to go. So just about done. Just finished it up, did a little shakedown in the parking lot, and it didn't fall apart, so that's a great sign. So we're gonna go ride it. Yeah, see you out there. All right, we're out here at Galbraith. We're going to hit some jumps for the first lap on this bike. Here it is. Fresh rig, very stoked. So yeah, do a little POV down the trail, do a little vloggy style solo out here today. So let's see what I think of the new bike. First laps, let's do it. All right, these are the cedar dust jumps in Galbraith. Oh man, this bike is poppy. Let's get to more of a downhill trail and see how it goes. Sweet. All right, so this is SST. We're gonna be taking this over to Oriental Express, which is one of my favorite trails here. This is Oriental Express now. One of my favorites. It's got some little doubles. Flowing through the woods. This bike tracks really well. And I'm loving these Hayes brakes actually. That was a question mark for me on this build, was the brakes. And so far the Hayes have been good, biting nicely. This bike has a really long rear end. And I feel it like really hooking up nicely in the corners. All right, there's a crew at the Blue Steel jump, so gotta send them. Man, that feels good. Coming into the last jump there, I tried to get a couple of upshifts in, but I'm not used to this axis shifter pedal yet, and I went like up 2, down 1, up 1. I was all over the cassette, so I think there's a different paddle I can get, which is a little more ergonomic, a little more like a regular shifter, which I think I need to get, but for now I need to get used to what I've got, so. So we've gotten a few laps in on the new Transition Spire, and first impressions are very good. The riding position on this bike is really naturally centered. I feel like on a lot of bikes I've ridden in the past, I've had to consciously weight the front wheel and put myself in a strong position, but with this bike, it feels like it just wants me there. Also, these Hayes brakes are so far really impressing me. These are sick. I don't know if it's the 220 mil new rotors that SRAM makes, so they're a little thicker. I know that's gonna help out. But these brakes have tons of power on tap. They don't come on too strong when you hit the lever. It's it's nice modulation, but there's just a deep reserve of power there that feels like it doesn't ever run out. So been very stoked with that. I've got the 165 cranks on here. I can't say that I really noticed a big difference between the 170s and 165s. You know, I've read online that, oh man, you'll never pedal strike again, but I've definitely pedal strike today. So I don't know what to say about that. They're good cranks. The Fox fork is something I'm having a little trouble with. It feels very over damped relative to the Zeb that I'm coming off of. I've taken compression down a click or two every run, and now I've got it almost wide open for this last one we're gonna do. I'm not sure if it feels over damped or if I have too much air in it, but early days, first ride, so far not my favorite, but I think I need to just get it dialed in, and it's gonna take a little longer than the Zeb. The Zeb was super easy for me to set up, and it looks like this 38 is gonna take a little more effort, which is fine. So yeah, gotta work on that. And yeah, let's do this last descent. It's a trail called Mabel's into Oriental Express, which we just did a little earlier today. So yeah, let's do it. Oh man, it's so good. So first ride impressions on the new bike. I took a few PSI out of the fork. I think the Fox recommended settings were a little too stiff for me, so I've got it feeling a little softer now, and hopefully that feels a little bit better on our next ride. I've got a new paddle for the shifter. This Axis paddle I just didn't get along with. It felt unnatural. I was missing shifts, and I was shifting up when I wanted to shift down. I was all over the place. But they make this different rocker paddle, which is a little closer to a traditional shifter, which I'm excited for. Next up, I rolled my bars a little bit back. I think I just had them a little off when I built it. It's just hard to get it right when you're building it in a stand. And now they're back about 5 degrees, back to where I think they should be. When they're too far forward, it feels like they're almost splayed out and pointing the wrong direction, like an unnatural place to put your hands. And so now it's gonna be a lot more comfortable for me in the cockpit. So yeah, that's about it. Bike should be running good once I get the fork all dialed in. And yeah, that's about it for me. I'm stoked on the bike. Well, there it is, the new build. Feel super lucky to get to walk down these aisles and just pick parts off and build a little dream bike for myself. If you or anyone you know are building a bike, head over to losco.com. We've got all this stuff in stock right now. So if you're looking to put something together, or if you just broke a part on your bike, we've got so much stuff here. So come check us out, thelosco.com. Free shipping, over 50 bucks in the United States. And yeah, we'll see you out on the trails. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you.